spinal stenosis. My mother, 70 and a half years old, has a very severe case of spinal stenosis along with adrenal adenomos, whatever you call it, and cysts on her kidneys. She has been on the kidney caps and drops, plus lymph, plus adrenals, endocrine gland. I switched between the two, good idea. And stomach caps for almost a year, no improvement. Oh, wow. If she's 70 and a half, if she's willing to, you've got to get her up on the fruits and berries and melons. You might be able to give her a salad a day, but you've got to get her up on the diet. The herbs alone are not going to do this. You've got to get her kidneys filtering. So you want to make sure, get with her and, tell her to pee in a jar and make sure she's filtering, because you've got to get her filtering if you're going to correct this stenosis here. You got to get the kidneys filtering, and you got to get all this acid hydration in her and get that involved. That'll start to hydrate these tissues. After a while, that stenosis will loosen up, and all of the calcium will go back into matrix or be excreted. All of that will take place. I can't believe why she has had no improvement unless the diet's involved. The problem is getting her kidneys and adrenal glands back in shape, because that's the doorway we need to fix this problem with. It's just lymph stagnation, upper spine, or lymph in her back and all this. You can work on the neural lymphatics and help her a little bit with that. She's 70 years old. She's going to have to work on the kidneys and adrenals. I would do two kidney formulas, one lymphatic formula, say a lymphatic. We'll start with one, move her through a 5 if her liver enzymes are good. Move her through the lymphatic 5 once, and then back to number 1 again. Go after her just like you're doing. I like the fact you're doing the adrenals. I would do the adrenals and the endocrine gland both. See what her blood pressure is. See if it's coming down in good shape, okay, because you want her blood pressure. It might take her a while to get everything coming down and everything okay, get those kidneys to filter. So you just have to see how that is. But dig in a little better with the diet. That's her key. If she's eating any acid foods, that's going to slow her down. She doesn't want to do that. She needs to be 100% raw and going down that road. You're talking about regeneration now. And that is to take hardening and calcifications and dissolving them. So the body has to be hydrated, the lymph has to be filtering through, and everything has to be breaking up and loosening up when that happens. Now with OsteoC70, I do upper circuit and lower circuit, brain and nerve to keep her alive and well. That lower circuit can help a great deal in moving blood through the kidneys better. That's going to help a little bit better in filtration. The 24-hour dry fast and stuff, I don't know where she's at with that, but I'll try to get her going, because once you get her kidneys filtering, you're going to see a lot better improvement quicker. That's for sure. I recently added the pain plus spasm drops. Some improvement, but not constantly. She is 98% fruit. Good deal, good deal, good. Okay. She has much stress. I'm unable to take good quality photos of her eyes. You try a glandular. Try a 400 milligram adrenal glandular on that too, and see if that'll bump up the kidneys a little better. You can keep on the adrenal herbal side, but you might want to bump that. Even if you just did a 200 milligram adrenal glandular, just to see if that's a little bump up. Because she can, at 70, she probably has real stagnation there. And just don't get dismayed about it. Just keep working her and working her and working her. The fact that you got a 70-year-old lady on 98% fruit's pretty good. I am taking your course, but not learning fast enough to help her. It's painful to watch her suffer. We'll call up to one of the counselors and just get an appointment of an hour or something. What am I missing? Well, you're doing the fruits. I think that's good. Make sure that 2% isn't anything acid forming. The adrenals might be your connection, You're saying she's under a lot of stress, and she could keep her adrenals down with that. Bring her some flowers, bring her attitude. If she has any depression, we're going to repair her thyroid a little bit. Bring that up a little bit as well. Everything is probably stagnant at 70 years old, so invigorate and energize. Keep working with that. She is in a toxic, see, here's the problem right here. And believe it or not, and you guys will see that in working with others, there's little adrenal glands. It's called the astral body, the emotional body.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. That's tough, okay, because here she is. She's in a toxic relationship, and that'll hold you down. No matter how good you're doing, your mate can hold you down. And when your mind is stronger than your physical body, by far, it is the creator of creation. It is the creator of your dharma, your journey. So your mind and emotions are much more powerful than your little physical body. So they can sit down and you can do, and this is a good case for, this guy's doing everything right for his mother. This could be even a female, I don't know. And yet the mother's slow to respond. And I think one thing is this toxic relationship for sure, because I have I think you saw the video of her. She's a chiropractor's wife. And I had her up and walking at 7 months. And you see the video up there online there. Then she went over, she's from, I think, Czechoslovakia or somewhere like that. She went over and spent some time with her family, just for a couple of weeks or so. Her dad and her have an extremely toxic relationship. She came back not being able to walk anymore, and she struggled to get back to it. And I don't know what the answer is sometimes to some of these things like that. You know, when you get into these extremely toxic relationships, you have to realize these are souls, powerful beings that you're just maybe looking at their physical side, but they also have an astral and a mental side. I tried to tell her, your dad could have a power over you, and she thinks he does, and it says, you've got to get him off of you. He's an entity to you. You know, these are just different. You know, everybody around you is a different being. You can call them humans or beings or entities or whatever else. But when you're looking at someone with a physical body, you're only looking at one little bitty minor piece of them. You don't see their, unless you got that ability, you don't see their astral body or their mental body or who they are as consciousness, because we don't look at those. Now, some of us are trained to look at those. And we try to get you to look beyond the little physical shell to who is that being. And that's true of your children too. Remember, we talked about that. Who are these beings that you brought in here? Where did they come from? What journey are they on? What do they know? We don't. Oh yeah. Oh no, this is intriguing to say the least. So she has to get her warrior woman back. She has to get into herself and say, enough. I've suffered from your idiocy and your power over me enough. You know, there's a point when the ladies and the men, but particularly the females, say enough's enough from the abusive male principle, from the acid principle. Because in more cases, it's the males that are more abusive to the females. There's abusive females, no question. She's constantly scared and stressed. Well, there's your answer. My opinion, that's one of your big answers right there, my friend. Working on a way out. She needs to get out. Well, maybe you can help her get out. You know, she needs help. And the problem is, if you don't start out in a relationship where you keep your own checking accounts, your own things, the male sometimes has dominance. They control the purse strings and everything, and the woman has no chance of getting out. But I've helped some get to halfway houses and then they go back. So you have to work this out, you know. I don't know. You have to work this out. In the meantime, is there a way to reverse her conditions? Absolutely reverse them. She has to do everything you're doing like we were just talking about. But she has to learn how to cut off the relationship. Excuse me. She has to stand up to her relationship and say no. If she fears a beating, then she needs to call the cops. But they don't take that. You know, cops take that in this country very seriously. Now, I don't know about in other countries, but they take this domestic abuse extremely seriously. You can get your butt in jail for doing stuff like that.